Great witch conquered by the power of Jesus Christ. Chantal, a great witch delivered by Jesus Christ, reports. Hi beloved. Kindly do subscribe if you have not, to join our happy Christian family. Thank you. My parents and I were at home one day, and I saw my uncle coming. In reality, my uncle was walking upside down with his feet in the air, but the people saw him walking normally. When he arrived, he started to shake hands with my parents using his foot. It's a way to impoverish them, to curse them. When he handed it to me, his foot, I said to him, I don't like what you are doing. He smiled and he took me aside and said, I see that you see, and as you can already see, we are going to give you an initiation and you will discover your gifts and you will be very rich. You will have cars, land, villas. Quote. I was immediately interested, and we made an appointment to go to the village. I took a friend and arrived in the village. My uncle and we had to enter a very small hut which could only contain 2 to 3 people. When we entered the hut, we found the whole village there. The chief of the village, his notables and the great dignitaries of the village were there, with many people, all came to seek witchcraft. Our faces were washed, we were given injections, we were given bottles of perfume, etc., such as what the witch doctors give. Witch doctors only give witchcraft items, and make each wizard bearer unconscious and cursed before God. The witch doctor is a seller of witchcraft objects to laymen. We were initiated and we went out. As soon as my friend and I left, I had the idea of going to San Pedro. We took a vehicle. When I arrived in San Pedro, I had the idea of going to a maternity hospital. When we arrived at the maternity ward, we stole a baby who was in his cradle and whose mother was absent. I took the child. We went to an unfinished villa. I cut off the child's head, the head fell on one side, blood squirted on the other side of the body. I sucked blood into my mouth and spat sharply at the wall. Suddenly a giant appeared, slapping his hand on his chest, saying, I am the king of darkness. And he disappeared. When he disappeared, I was animated by evil spirits. I immediately wanted to go kill my little brother who was with my parents, because my mother loved him very much. From that day on, I would go out of my body to go to witchcraft meetings. The more you did wrong, the more the devil, the great master, loved you. He called me Chantu Bibi. He loved me very much. I impoverished my father who was a doctor, struck my little brother with epilepsy, etc. My father, very impoverished, went from witch doctor to witch doctor, and I accompanied him. I saw that most of the witch doctors were wizards who operate at night, and by day they pose as witch doctors for money. I communicated with my eyes without my father knowing. Exhausted, my father ended up converting to an evangelical church. When he prayed aloud, the fire filled the house, and unable to bear it, I fled through the window. One day my father asked me to accompany him to church. I didn't want to, because the devil had told us never to go. But my father insisted every time, so that he wouldn't know that I'm a witch, I decided to go with him. On the way, I saw a man dressed in red. He called me by name and said, Chantal, where are you going? I told him, I am accompanying my father to church. He said to me, you know I don't like it there. I told him, if I don't do this, my father will know that I am a witch. As I approached the church, I saw the church as if burning in the fire, and the nearer I went, the more I was suffocating. When I arrived in the hall of the church, the pastor said during the prayer, you are here today and Jesus wants to deliver you. At the same time, I was overwhelmed. I got up and fled. The Christians chased me and grabbed me. They began to deliver me saying, in the name of Jesus Christ, demons, come out of this girl. I was restless and the demons were screaming through my mouth. And what Christians didn't see was that I turned into a snake, a dog, an owl, to hurt them, but to no avail. One of the Christians, well converted, persevered in prayer while the others were tired, and the last demon came out of my body saying, if your Jesus is good, why did he hurt me? And I was delivered and at the same time baptized.